What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a COVID life update. Now that I'm COVID negative for about 2 weeks now, I believe. So I kind of want to get an update on how being COVID negative in recuperation mode and how all that is going, just to kind of keep people apprised of what I'm going through and dealing with, so that people will have some kind of a different view of it, because so many people, when they have it, they hide and they don't want to talk about it and things like that. But I like to be very transparent with things in some respect, because especially with COVID, it's new and there's not a lot of information out there about it. So I kind of want to share my experience with it. So just a little bit of a backstory. If you've not seen the previous videos I've done, on October the 8th, I went and tested because I felt very sick. I woke up that morning feeling like I'd been hit by a truck. It took me an hour to get ready. I know I had been battling allergies and things, so I just thought it was my allergy had gone rogue and turned into a cold. But the only difference was this time I was battling fever and the extreme fatigue. So some wisdom came through counsel that day, and telling a prayer partner and my pastor what I was going through that day. She goes, you might want to get tested for COVID just to kind of make sure and rule it out. So I did. I went and got tested, and I got the results back that Saturday. It took 2 days to get the results back, and I got the phone call at like 3:30 in the afternoon telling me that I had tested COVID positive. So at that moment, once I found out that I had tested COVID positive, I went in like hyper freak out scramble mode to get things that I needed in the house, food, medicines, things like that, before I went on lockdown, because I took the isolation very seriously. So went out, got groceries, a few grocery items, soups and things like that, some mostly canned items, stock items to kind of keep for a while. And I did get a few perishable type things, because my aging father was in the home. I tried to get him out of the home, but it was not possible. So I had to take extra precautionary measures in that respect to keep him safe. So we didn't share common areas very much, and if we did, we wore masks. I didn't cook for him. People brought food to me, which was such a blessing. So that kept him safe, kept me safe. I would go out before he would come out and get up in the morning, get all that I needed, and just take it in my room. Most of the times I was passed out because of the fever being so high, so I didn't really have much time outside of my room and in the bed to why is that dimming? What in the world? Anyway, to get well from. So all that, I spent 22 days, I believe, in isolation. Tested 4 different times. So the 8th I tested positive. The week after that I still tested positive after symptoms had let up, and it had been the recommended isolation time. The next week I went and tested, still was positive. So I waited another week, and then finally on the 29th I tested negative. So I fought the battle with COVID-19. Another thing is that I did not fight COVID-19 in a hospital, and I did not fight COVID-19 with any prescription type medications. I fought COVID-19 with liquid drugstore pharmaceuticals that you buy over the counter. I did not have anything else in regards to medications. The soups that were brought into me from my pastor, they are jam-packed with healthy benefits, wonderful herbs, wonderful vitamins and minerals and things that I needed that were being depleted from me with battling fever for 19 days. So I had 2 rounds of her soup in that 20 some days. over a period of time that helped along with the medications that I was taking. I had come off of my anxiety medication. I had come off of my vitamin D supplement. There was just no way that I felt like my system could handle taking those things. Needed them, but I didn't want to mess up what was going on already in there, trying to battle the fever and things. So with that, now that I'm negative, the only thing that I have that's lingering since battling COVID-19 is I still haven't had the sense of taste and smell to come back fully yet. Everything's kind of in the distance. I can only taste mostly salty, sweet, and like hot things. Like a coworker, she gave me a gingerbread, the new gingerbread Oreo cookie. I could not taste it except for the cream, and that was because it was sweet. Just to give you an idea, like when I eat chicken, if it's not spiced right, I won't even taste it. I don't taste the texture. I taste nothing. So I battle that. Also, I battle tinnitus, which is a ringing in the head. All of COVID-19, my battle, my sensory system was heavily attacked. When fevers would spike, my sensory system would go in overload. I would have flashing, like inside, just flashing and pulsating and things like that. And I still are recovering from that. The tinnitus, if it's too quiet, it's like my body has to compensate for the lack of noise in my environment, and the sound will get louder. Now, if I'm, say, driving like now with the radio low, or if I'm at work and it's kind of mildly calm, I'm okay. Now, my first couple days back to work, I had to leave a few times because the phones were ringing, the television was on, because I work for telecommunications, and that's part of my job, is to monitor the stations in which we broadcast to our community base. So the TV was on, the telephones were on, people were coming in to pay, my coworker was there, technician had come in, customers in and out. My sensory system went in overload mode, and I was getting to a point where I was like, can you turn the TV down? My brain is in overload. I'm going to have to step out for a minute just to kind of clear out. So I stepped out for maybe like 5 minutes just to kind of decompress a little bit. Now, from the wisdom of my pastor, she suggested maybe taking decongestants because I still have runny nose and things. So I've started taking a decongestant. It's helped. It keeps the internal ringing down, but it's not going to solve the problem, because I can tell when I wake up in the morning and it's worked its way through my system through the night, that the ringing is back, and I don't want to be on decongestants for the rest of my life. So I'm taking things for the runny nose, I'm taking things for the ringing in my head. That's helping. But when I went to my doctor, not this Monday, but the last Monday, she said basically she's never heard of tinnitus being a side effect of COVID-19. So kind of made me feel like I was crazy for having this problem. I was told to allow it to run its course and see if it would taper off, because there's no treatment of any kind to fix tinnitus. So I've had to take it upon myself to do therapies in the respect to my sensory system. So with that, I mean, I've been doing YouTube videos that are tinnitus sound therapy videos with like ocean waves, or they're waterfalls, and they have high-pitched frequencies in them to retrain the sound that's going into my ear, that's going into my canal and reverberating through those 3 tubules. There's a miscommunication there. I have been retraining my nose. I will smell eucalyptus for X amount of time, and like different things with different scents to retrain my brain that, hey, these are different and you need to register that. So I've been doing that kind of therapy, and then still continuing to taste and eat different textures and different things, just to kind of see if I can get my taste buds retrained to come back alive. So that's the kind of the baseline thing that I've been doing since I've been COVID negative. But anyone who tells you that you're battling something after having COVID-19, and they make you feel like you're crazy, you feel like you're out of your mind, you don't know what you're talking about, disregard those, because they don't know what's going on with your body. You have to pay attention to your body, because you know what's going on with it, because you're in it. They're not. They're only from an outside perspective. So I have been talking with my pastor about different homeopathic treatments, what foods I could do to continue to build my immune system, because I'm still weak and I still battle fatigue. When my sensory system goes in overload, fatigue will hit, and it's like my body's like, check out. So I have to watch my level of pushing my body right now, which is scary because I'm not used to that. I'm still on double packs of vitamin C. I take one in the morning, one at night. The 1,000 milligrams of the emergency powders. I just started taking a 10 milligram zinc because I understand that zinc is supposed to help you get your taste and smell back. I'm not for sure, but I don't want to take too much. So like I said, I was asking her for food things that I could take to continue to build my immune system and to regain some control of my sensory system to come back to normal. So things like broccoli that are immune boosters, I've been doing those. Red bell peppers with immune boosters, I've been doing those. I understand peanuts have zinc and spinach has zinc. So I've been trying to do as little chemical treatments in regards to fixing my system as possible. Now, like I said, I am using some aid, like with the vitamin C powder and the 10 milligram zinc. So I have some pharmaceutical aid of some kind, but I want to go the more natural route to regain as much as I can. So that's the process that's just begun in some respect with some things, since I just got my zinc yesterday. So that's kind of where I'm at with post-COVID-19. Just wanted to share a little bit of an update, since I kind of taken a little break from YouTube this week and my page where I share encouragements through the week. So I wanted to just do a little update on my COVID-19 recovery. So in my encouragement for this, I would say listen to your body, because it'll tell you what's going on with you. You just got to pay attention. Seek out wisdom. In the word, it says, in the multitude of counsel. So you need a multitude of counsel to get through this life. And I forget what the rest of it says, but I know it basically encourages you to seek a multitude of counsel. So I had already saw my doctor, and she was basically like, you're crazy. So I had to go and find someone who was going to hear me, and help me. So got that. So now I am in my multitude of genuine counselor who hears me, and he's helping me in my recovery process. So find your multitude of counsel, listen to your body, find someone who will genuinely hear you out, and they will help you. And that is my encouragement for this video. I hope y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe. If you're fighting COVID-19, I pray for you to recover speedily. I pray that your body is not affected in any way long term. And I just right now ask that you continue to be with us, Father, as in this world and in this time that we're in right now. There's so many uncertainties with this vaccine that's coming up, and I'm not going to go into a whole lot about that right now, because I have a lot of opinions about that. But make us aware, make us conscionable of what we're putting in our bodies, because either in the long run it's going to hurt our bodies, or in the long run it's going to do better. But we need to make sure that we have wisdom at our table to know how to navigate. And that is my encouragement, and that is my update video for this week. Have an amazing day. Please stay safe, wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, hand sanitize. Please take care, because this world is changing, ever much. Have a great one. Bye-bye.